Many gardeners grow cucumber vines that look healthy and strong. The leaves are green. The plants are covered with flowers. Weeks pass, and everything appears to be going well. Yet when harvest time arrives, there are only a few cucumbers to pick. At the same time, another gardener may have fewer cucumber plants but somehow gathers basket after basket of fresh cucumbers throughout the season. The surprising part is that the difference often has little to do with fertilizer, watering schedules, or even sunlight. Sometimes the answer is growing right beside the cucumbers. Certain plants quietly support cucumber growth. Others create competition without obvious signs. After many growing seasons, gardeners often notice the same pattern. The neighbors around a cucumber plant can influence its success more than expected. If this feels confusing, that's very common. You're not doing anything wrong. Today, we're going to explore how companion planting can help cucumbers grow stronger, attract helpful insects, and avoid some common problems. We'll also look at a few planting mistakes that can reduce harvests without gardeners realizing it. Before explaining why this happens, it helps to understand how plants interact with one another in the garden. Many people think of plants as separate individuals. In reality, a garden behaves more like a community. Plants share space, sunlight, moisture, and nutrients. They also influence the insects that visit the area. This relationship is known as companion planting. Companion planting does not mean one plant magically improves another. Instead, it means certain combinations create conditions that are more favorable for healthy growth. Some plants attract pollinators. Some help shade the soil. Others discourage pests simply by their scent or appearance. Cucumbers respond especially well to these relationships because they depend on both healthy roots and active pollinators. When neighboring plants support those needs, cucumbers often grow with less stress. When neighboring plants compete too heavily, the opposite can happen. This is why two gardens with similar cucumber varieties can produce very different results. One of the most common frustrations gardeners experience is growing beautiful cucumber vines with very little fruit. At first glance, this seems confusing. The plant looks healthy. The leaves are large. Growth appears vigorous. But cucumber production depends on more than leaf growth. Cucumber flowers need pollination. The plant also needs consistent access to moisture and nutrients during fruit development. Sometimes a cucumber plant puts most of its energy into producing vines rather than cucumbers. Other times, flowers appear but are not properly pollinated. Stress can also play a role. Competition from nearby plants may force cucumber roots to work harder for water and nutrients. The result is a plant that looks impressive but produces fewer cucumbers than expected. This is where companion planting begins to reveal its value. One of the most helpful companions for cucumbers is often a simple flowering plant. Flowers such as marigolds, calendula, nasturtiums, and zinnias can attract bees and other beneficial insects into the garden. Cucumber flowers rely heavily on insect visits. Without regular pollination, fruit production can remain disappointing no matter how healthy the vines appear. Many gardeners notice a remarkable change after introducing flowering companions nearby. At first, they simply observe more activity in the garden. Bees move from flower to flower. Pollinators become more visible throughout the day. Then, over time, more cucumber flowers begin developing into fruit. This discovery often surprises gardeners because they expected fertilizer to make the biggest difference. Yet in some situations, increasing pollinator activity improves harvests more than adding extra nutrients. The lesson is simple. Healthy flowers attract helpful visitors, and those visitors help cucumbers do what they are naturally designed to do. Now let's look at a benefit that many gardeners overlook. Some companion plants help cucumbers without ever touching them. This happens through natural pest management. Strongly scented plants such as dill, basil, and certain herbs can make it more difficult for pests to locate cucumber plants. The goal is not to eliminate every insect. Healthy gardens rarely work that way. Instead, companion plants help create balance. Beneficial insects often become more common. Harmful insects may have a harder time establishing large populations. What makes this especially interesting is that protection often begins before a pest problem becomes visible. Gardeners sometimes wait until damage appears before taking action. Companion planting works differently. The garden becomes more resilient from the beginning. This delayed advantage is one reason experienced gardeners often value companion planting so highly. Of course, not every planting decision helps. One of the most common mistakes is overcrowding. Many gardeners believe that fitting more plants into a space will automatically produce more food. The reality is often the opposite. When plants are crowded together, airflow decreases. Moisture remains trapped between leaves for longer periods. Disease becomes more likely. Cucumbers especially benefit from good air circulation. Crowded conditions can also make harvesting more difficult. Instead of creating a productive growing area, excessive planting may create stress for both plants and gardeners. Giving plants enough room often feels less productive at first. Yet over the course of a season, that extra space frequently leads to healthier growth and easier maintenance. Another important consideration is competition. Some companion plants appear helpful but compete heavily for resources. Large plants with aggressive root systems can draw moisture and nutrients away from cucumbers. Even when both plants survive, neither may perform at its best. This competition is not always visible above ground. A cucumber vine may appear healthy while quietly struggling below the soil surface. Root competition can reduce growth, fruit production, and overall vigor. This is why companion planting should focus on balance rather than simply adding more plants. A good companion supports cucumber growth without demanding the same resources at the same time. Finding that balance often produces better long-term results than creating crowded planting combinations. Climate also plays an important role. Advice that works beautifully in one region may produce different results elsewhere. In hot climates, companion plants that provide gentle shade can help protect soil moisture. In cooler climates, too much shade may slow growth. Humid regions often require extra attention to airflow and disease prevention. Dry climates may place greater emphasis on moisture conservation. Seasonal differences matter as well. A companion planting combination that works perfectly in spring may need adjustment during the heat of summer. This is why observation remains so important. Instead of following every gardening recommendation exactly, pay attention to how your own garden responds. The plants themselves often provide the best feedback. Before introducing new companions, it is also helpful to perform a simple garden check. Look at available space. Consider how easily you can reach the plants. Think about future growth rather than current size. Small seedlings can become surprisingly large within a few weeks. Maintaining clear pathways makes harvesting easier and reduces unnecessary bending or stretching. Watch for signs of disease and remove damaged plant material when necessary. Simple observation often prevents larger problems later. For senior gardeners especially, comfort matters. Gardening should feel enjoyable and sustainable. Choosing practical plant combinations can reduce maintenance while improving results. They are the ones where plants support one another in simple, natural ways. Sometimes the garden improves when we simply step back and observe. Do less. Observe more. Harvest better.